Anabolic Academy here on Serious and Silliness Bodybuilding. This is the show where you send me questions and I answer them. So you could send them to me on my Instagram, which is Serious and Silliness. You could email me, which is UncleJohn1201@gmail, or my other email, John_Livia@Yahoo. Or if you just see me around, just ask me, or whatever the case may be. I really don't care. I'll be glad to answer it. If you haven't clicked subscribe yet, please fucking click subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything, because I have great content. If you haven't saw it, I broke down the top 10 with me, Jason Ons, Jose Raymond, Stanimal. It was a great show. Of course, all the content that I do, all the gossiping and the drama, the bodybuilding babble and Anabolic Academy and all the other stuff that comes out, it's turning out to be a tremendous channel, and people are taking notice, so you don't want to miss anything. Anyway, let's get started. So, first question, Anabolic Academy, comes from Savage Sean 01, Savage_Sean 01 at Instagram. Say, okay, what dosage do you run Caber while on a DECA cycle? Okay, Cabergoline. Cabergoline is a, I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's a drug that suppresses prolactin. A lot of guys, they have a problem when they use DECA in a cycle or tren in a cycle. Their prolactin levels go up. If your prolactin levels go up too much, then it blunts your sex drive. I've never had a problem with using DECA or tren blunting my sex drive or my prolactin level go up. But Caber is a drug that you use, and basically, if you see that you have a problem and your prolactin levels are going up, and you're using sufficient testosterone, and your sex drive still blunting, you would use a quarter of a milligram, 0.25 milligram twice a week, at the most 3 times a week throughout the cycle. So 0.50 milligrams or 0.75 milligrams a week at the most. I mean, 0.50 should be fine. 0.25 milligrams twice a week should be plenty. Everybody's a little different though. Like, it doesn't affect me. Some people, it's they take a little bit and it's effective. Most of the time, it's dose related. Most of the time, if you're on the high side of tren or the high side of DECA, that's when your prolactin levels go up. But everybody's a little bit different. Next question from it's an email from Tom Fenimore. What do I think about Larry Wheels winning his first classic physique competition? All right, I'm sick of Larry Wheels. I don't know the guy and I fucking hate him. Okay, he doesn't. It's like, Larry, figure out what you want to do with your life. He literally gets paid to figure out what the hell he wants to do with his life. He tried powerlifting, okay. He tried strongman, okay. Tried arm wrestling, okay. Tried bodybuilding, okay. He tried classic physique. I mean, pick one. Holy shit. To me, Larry Wheels is like COVID. He keeps coming back, and it's a weaker and weaker strand every time he comes back. Because when he first came back and he was a powerlifter, it was like, wow, he was unbelievable. I was like, holy shit, this guy's a beast. And then he started arm wrestling, and he was like really putting together a lot of shit in arm wrestling. Like, wow. And then he did strongman, and it's like, he's not so good at that. And then he did bodybuilding, and we saw him on stage, and it's like, you might not want to go that route. And now he's doing classic physique, and it's like, dude, just fucking go away. Pick something. Do something. I don't know. Join the Boy Scouts. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, next question. And of course, all these questions are from Fran is the man, because he is the man. Which up-and-coming bodybuilder will make the biggest impact in 2024? If I had to put my money on which bodybuilder who will make the biggest impact, I would say Mike Rizzo. I mean, there's a lot of guys, right? You got Beef Stew, Tony O'Burton, Justin Shire, whatever his name is. One day I'm going to meet that guy and ask him how the hell to pronounce his name. So I screw up everybody's name. I just own it. I don't care. It is what it is. I'm not perfect, right? I'm not apologizing for it. If you got a strange pronunciation for your name, people are going to screw it up. Anyway, my pre-workout, because I'm going to go to the gym right after this. I Prevail Sup's mission. And no, I don't get paid for it. He's just my friend. Go buy it. Anyway, yeah, if I had to put some, I would say Mike Rizzo, because I think Mike Rizzo is at this close to breaking into the elite level. Last year at the Olympia, he came in 12th. I think he's going to do better this year. And I think I would make it my business, if I were him at 2024, to basically stamp myself as an elite bodybuilder in a big show in the States, like either the Arnold Classic or the New York Pro or something along those lines, where it's like, look, guys, I'm coming and I'm a threat. Because he has everything. I mean, the guy has these round muscle bellies. He looks great. I mean, work on his posing. Big deal. You can work on your posing. Next question from Fran is the man. Who is the least dominant Olympia winner of all time? All right, that has to be Chris Dickerson. Chris Dickerson in 1982. It was a weak lineup, and he was a weak Mr. Olympia, and he only won once. Listen, winning the Mr. Olympia contest is a tremendous feat, but there's a difference between a guy like Chris Dickerson and, a guy like Ronnie in 1998. It's just like, what the fuck, big difference. But yeah, he was just a weak lineup and a weak Mr. Olympia. But yeah, definitely him. All right, next question from Fran is the man. Let's see. Thoughts on a new rule change with only the top 3 qualify for next year's Olympics? All right, I answered this last week, but I'll be glad to answer it again. I like it. I like it because we get to see top elite bodybuilders have to qualify. And as a fan, I want to see these guys compete, right? So it was like a guy like Nick Walker, who came in 3rd last year, did not have to do the Honor Classic, but he did it anyway. So kudos to him. But a lot of these guys, if they break the top 5, they don't have to compete, so that you only see them at the Olympia, which is, I understand, but it's kind of not fair to the fan, right? I mean, it would be great to see Derek compete in a contest, or even though Brandon's Mr. Olympia, Brandon, whoever, right? I mean, it would be great to see those guys at a New York Pro or Chicago or whatever. The other reason why I like it is because, to me, I think I said this last week, the Mr. Olympia is like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. It should be only the best of the best. And if they make it a little bit more difficult, then they're going to try harder, and they're gonna be more competitive, the bodybuilders, and they're gonna do their best to try and get in there. And we're gonna see the best versions of them, which I think is fair to the fan, because that's what we want to see. We want to see the greats. We want to see these guys dial it in right. Anyway, so that's my opinion on that one. I like it. I like that new rule. Next question from Fran Demand. Do you plan on cover any of the women's divisions for the Olympia? You actually just reminded me. I have to call Alicia Young. I might be covering women's bodybuilding. I'm going to give her a call right after we do this, actually. Nothing crazy. Maybe the top 5 in the Olympia, but I think it's fair to the women in women's bodybuilding. Because they do put a lot of hard work in, and I think it's fair that a bodybuilding channel should cover it. So, I am going to give her a call and see if she wants to do it with me. I texted her. She said she would. But, I just haven't called her. It's shame on me. I definitely am going to call her today. All right, next question. Who's the biggest threat to beat Sean Clarida for the 212 Olympia? All right, well, that has to be Keon Pearson, right? Keon has great shape, great flow, great round muscle bellies, great symmetry, X-frame, V-tape. I mean, the guy's just got it all. He has good enough conditioning to make him win like a Cali Pro, Chicago Pro. But at the Olympia, you can't get away with good enough conditioning. At the Olympia, you need insane, tremendous conditioning. And that's what Clarida brings, plus everything else that I explained. Clarida is a very special bodybuilder. He pretty much is flawless as a 212 bodybuilder, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see any flaws in his package, and he makes sure that he comes in dialed in. I mean, he doesn't miss the mark. Keon is a bigger, better version of him, minus the conditioning. If he can nail that conditioning, I think he can beat him. But it's a stretch, Clarida's a warrior. I'm not kidding. The guy is a fucking warrior. All right, next question. Do you think buying the Olympia pay-per-view is worth the money, or should I just wait for the video wrap? No, I would buy it. I like watching it real time. I mean, that's, I don't buy many of them. No, that's a lie. I do buy, a good amount during the year because I have to do the wrap-ups. But yeah, like I'll buy I go see the New York Pro because it's around the corner. I buy the Honor Classic. I buy the Olympia. I'll buy the ones that are in the States, like Chicago and Cali and so on and so forth. The ones in Europe, they're kind of all screwed up. They're overnight on a Sunday, blah, blah, blah. So I really don't buy those. But yeah, it's going to be worth it. It really is. I mean, even when I get not every division is for everybody, right? Like when I buy the pay-per-view, the live stream for the Olympia or any bodybuilding contest, I mean, I watch all the bodybuilding stuff. So the bodybuilding, 212, women's bodybuilding. And then I watch the women's fitness because I just think it's impressive. I don't cover it, but I just think it's extremely impressive. I think it's the most impressive class, period, because the things that these girls do on stage are just amazing. I don't watch classic physique because I'm not into it, but I am going to bring on Mike Van Sant. I believe I pronounced his name right. He is a classic physique pro, and he's going to come on here, and we are going to discuss the Olympia classic physique. I don't watch the men's physique. You have a better shot of hitting lotto twice in the same week than me watching a men's physique contest. Okay, let's see. What else? What other question Fran is the man send me? Describe your first and last show. What was more memorable? Well, they were both memorable for two reasons. Well, my first show was definitely, it was the Mr. Staten Island show in 1999. I was 23. I was 23 years old. And that was my first show. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I had good people. I had people in the gym that I would go to. And I remember I had Ronnie Brown helping me, who was Leon Brown's cousin, actually. Ronnie Brown was a great amateur bodybuilder in his own right. I had Hatsie Cornbuckle, who was a female bodybuilder. And I had John O'Regan, who was a trainer, because all these people went to the same gym I went to. John O'Regan used to train the owner of Pumping Iron Gym, Paul Wagner. And he would just help me out. Just, I was a young kid, and he'd be like, all right, yeah, I'll, take a look at you, see what you got to do. So I had these three people helping me. And with their help, I actually won my division. And winning that was just like, I never accomplished anything like that. I never set a goal in my life and reached it and won, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. It was an NPC show. At the time, it wasn't even a national qualifier, but it was still my first show, and it was very exciting. And the last show, the Brooklyn Grand Prix, was memorable because I decided, fuck this. I ain't doing this shit anymore. No, it was a bad prep. It was really bad. It was really, really bad prep. I almost quit. It's just I couldn't. It was very difficult for me to handle. And I didn't quit as soon as I did the show. I dabbled with the idea of doing a national level. And then I went to go talk to two trainers. And after that, I made the decision. I'm like, this isn't for me. This is for me. And and of course I saw John Meadows win the same year when the got his pro card. I forgot what show it was. It's the one in Jersey all the time. And I know I looked at him and I was like, I can't look like that. It's impossible. So all three of those factors, the bad prep, going and talking to the trainers, how much they wanted, how much more gear I'd have to jump on, seeing John Meadows get his pro card, knowing I'll never be able to look like that. All those three reasons combined, I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. So I just sometimes you just got to be real with yourself. I was already 36 or 37 years old, right? I wasn't on a national level as far as quality. I was going to spend a lot of money to break the top five at best, break the top five at the nationals or a masters nationals, or turn pro as a masters. You turn pro as a masters, and you got two choices. You either get your ass handed to you on an open stage, or with very few exceptions, like a Phil Kahar, who is a great bodybuilder, whether he's masters or not, or you go do the master circuit and you disappear into the oblivion. Nobody talks about the master circuit. Nobody knows it's even there. It's it's unbelievable. Okay, next question. What was your family's reaction when they found out that you're using steroids? Were they supportive? They never found out. They never found out. That was it. No, they wouldn't have been supportive if they did find out, but they never found out. They never found out. Period. I never gave them a trail to find out. Nothing. I wasn't that stupid. I didn't just leave it in my top drawer. It just wasn't going to happen. Next question. Who is more likely to join your podcast in the future? Nathan D'Asha, Martin Fitzwater, or Big Rammy? Great question. I think you have a better chance of Jesus Christ appearing on my show for an interview than those three. Okay. Next question. How accurate are the bathroom scales that also measure body fat percentage? Well, you know what? The truth is, I don't know. I never measured my body fat percentage in one of the things in the gym. I mean, I think now they just do it with a fucking digital thing. You stick your finger in or some shit, right? If they don't do it with the clippers anymore, whatever the fuck that thing, I don't remember what it was. As far as the scales are weighing you, I never had a problem with a scale, Whether I weighed myself at the gym or weighed myself in the doctor's office or at another gym was always accurate. It was always the same. It was always pretty much straight across, you know. There's never a problem. Okay, that will be it for this week's Anabolic Academy. Please like, subscribe, share. And this weekend is the Olympia, and you bet your ass I'll be covering it. So hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, and don't miss it. Because at the very least, I'm the most entertaining bodybuilding YouTuber out there. You got to give me that. Come on. And I'm very handsome. You know what? Screw you guys, man.